everyone, Angela back again. How are you guys doing today? I'm here to share with you another episode of exciting envelopes that we are revisiting and putting in our reference journal for the envelopes. So today I'm relooking episode, exciting envelope number 4 really. So thank you guys so much for joining me. So far, just ever so quickly, we've done exciting envelope 1, we've done exciting envelope 2, and we did exciting envelope 3. So what I want to do today is put in exciting envelope number 4. All right, so I'm going to put this aside ever so quickly. If you're wanting to know how to make this particular reference journal, or any of the episodes that I've covered so far, I have put the playlist in the bottom of, well, at the top of the description box. And if you have a look up there, you'll see, if you're on a phone, the little description box has an upside down arrowhead, which looks just like a V right below the image. So I'll try and embed that picture for you guys to see. All right, so let's have a look at that. Right, now I actually pulled out the one that I made originally, which I have, and this is what it looks like, and we're going to do a version of this today with different papers and slightly different tweaks on it, because you know, as you do these things, they evolve. So first of all, I did tie it with a little closure at the side here like that, and you can see I've got a little window. It's a false window because we do have a tag at the top there as well. So these were beautiful papers from Calico Collard called Spring Blush. So I'll put the link down there if you're interested. And it had a beautiful tag. I just love these papers as well, in the top of that envelope. So we open it up like this, and I've got a tag that's a flip out over here. And we've got the little pockets with the little bits of ephemera and this beautiful, I think those are lilacs, or is it wisteria? I never get those two right. You'll have to tell me, ladies, with little bits of ephemera that all come from that kit. So that was what we had on the left hand side there. All right, and you flip that over and you've got the other side of the tag. Had a little triangular pocket there. Beautiful images that I fussy cut from that kit, and just little bits of ephemera there. Oh, it's lilac. See, I was all right there. I always doubt myself. I'm not the best on flowers. All right, so that's what we have there. So that closes up, and then on this side we have a little flip up like that, where I put a little bag there and a little tag into that pocket there. And then at the bottom here, we've got another little flip out here with a false window. And that flips out, and we had little bits of ephemera in there. And then we've got a little pocket at the bottom over here with lots of bits of ephemera as well. All right, so that's what I did with that particular one. Now at the back, it's not covered. You could cover this and make a little booklet to go into your journal, into a nice lace pocket, because it is a bit chunky, as you can see. So you'd want a lace or material type of pocket that's got some kind of give, you know, anything with a bit of give. So if I was going to stick this down in my journal, but if you want to cover the back, then you have a complete little mini booklet as well, which would also make a great happy mail as well. All right, so that's how it closes up, and there we go. That's what I made the first time. So I'm going to change this ever so slightly, and I'm using a completely different kit. Now the first thing you're going to need is a piece of cardboard. This is, if you have a look there, 7.5 by 6 inches, 7.5 by 6, and 19.5 by 15. All right, so that's the size. And then all that we need to do is pretty much find the middle here. Like that. And then I just do that on both sides. And this is a great way to do this. This is cardstock. So this is about 300 gram cardstock, but it's only because that's all I have. No shops open here yet, so I like to go and get this usually from Hobbycraft, but we need to wait for them to open. So I'm just making a score line there because it just makes it easier to fold. So there we go, there's our little sort of card, and this would make a pretty card as well, a beautiful gift card for somebody's birthday. Can you imagine just slipping in a little gift voucher or a little note or even a tea bag or two and a little lovely letter? It could really make somebody's day. All right, so what we're going to do now is I want to show you some of the pages that I'm using for to put this together. I've used my Exciting Envelope templates. This is envelope 1. I'm going to use that. And then I'm also using envelope 3 from the same kit. All right, so both of these will be used, and you can find these templates in my Etsy store. So that's what we're going to use today. And then the kit that I'm using is a beautiful kit. And I don't have all the pieces out here, but it's one of chapter 1's newest embroidery kits. So absolutely stunning. I will put the link for it in the description box below, but really very pretty. You get beautiful tags. I've printed 2 to a page. So remember, I'll link that, how to do that with the tutorial I've got on how to add 2 to a page. So beautiful chapter 1 kit, lots of gorgeous embroidery elements throughout. You get all sorts of labels, tags, and lots of very pretty pages there. All right, now what I want to do here, oh, and this is, I'm going to show you this one. Lovely tea cards, so faux tea cards that go with this kit as well. So we'll be using a lot of that now. What I'm going to do is just show you how I've put this together with that kit. So the first thing I did, and I've got it all clipped together, I have made an envelope using my envelope 1 template. So I've already cut that out just to save time. And here is what the whole page looks like. So that's what you cut out using the template. I just place it on top of the paper, draw around it and cut it out. Makes it life very easy for me. So that's how I've done it with this beautiful page, and I love this. Is my favorite page. So I've decided to make this the front cover. All right, so cut that out just like that. I have not printed on the back. It's totally plain, and I have used 160 GSM paper, or that equates to 60 pound weight. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to make a little window like we did here. I'm not going to use my Big Shot. I'm going to do it by hand, just to show you that it's easily done. And of course, going to get me the size that I want. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to grab one of my butterflies. Now I'm using my butterfly kit in here because let me just pull out, I'm using quite a few varieties of this style in different colors. So there's that, and I think there's a beautiful purple one as well, if I can grip it. Now those are pink, but there's a purple one I'm using as well. Here we go. So these are what I'm going to use in this particular project as well. Right, so that one's going to go on the front, and then these others will be going around at various parts. And I liked it because that all sort of fits together, and the colors are perfect for this. All right, so what I want to do is I want to put a little window in here. So I'm just taking my big butterfly, the big one on the page, and I'm just deciding how I want to arrange that. So I think I'm going to do that about there. So now what I'm going to do is, I think, yeah, move this over this way, Angela. Want to just have a little space. So I'm drawing on my actual page here now as to how I want this to be cut out. So I'm just gauging it either side of the wings, keeping that the same. And then over here. All right, so we'll use that in a minute. Now just want to draw exactly where I want this to take place. So I am going to cut this out, and I probably will speed this up just so that you can see what I'm doing, but it's not too laborious. I'm mindful that the last time I did this particular envelope, it was over 2 different recordings, and I don't want to do that today. So I didn't know about editing in those days, but today I will be. Okay, so there we have it. So we just take out that piece. There we go. There's our window. Hang on to that. And now I'm just going to ever so lightly just give this a bit of a distress. Just on the inside of the window. I like it because it just sort of frames it and makes it look pretty. Right, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick a piece of acetate down, and I've taken this from recycled packaging. So because we use such a lot of packaging in this country, everything has a box and a window, so I've saved them all. You know, everything we can save from the landfill is a blessing, I think, because yeah, so that's going to go over there. So I want to just put some glue over there like that. Okay, and then we're just going to stick this over here. You could use vellum or any other kind of semi-transparent or whatever you might have. All right, so there we go. That's just giving me a window, and I've now got glue on it. There we go. Right, so that's the first bit, and now what I'm going to do is I want to take a piece of paper. I'm just taking a couple of scrap bits here, if I can find them. Oh, here we go. All right, so I've taken a bit of scrap. This is just from my own digital, and I'm going to use this a lot in here as well, so it's just a scrap from that. Just want to see how this is going to look. And I've chosen this page because it's also embroidery, so it sort of fits with the theme, and I'm probably going to put it down like that. But I want to stick that butterfly on the paper first. So just going to gauge it there, and then I can see how I want that to be. So I think that's pretty much how I want it. So we can move the paper because it's slightly bigger. So just going to stick that down. Now don't go over the edges too much. Let's just, I think it's about here, I think, she says. All right, so we stuck our butterfly down, and now we can just move that up, and we can now stick that like that. All right, so that's really looking pretty. I'm holding it in place here, and I'm just going to run some glue along the edges, especially the edges here. So we've got that down now, stuck down, and there we have it. So we've got our little window in, so that's going to be perfect. I'm going to put some other bits on there, but I'm going to do that at the end. All right, so that's the right way up. I'm going to stick this flap down, so just going to go like this, put glue on that. And then I'm going to just stick that down. That's going to reinforce the edge of the paper rather than cutting it off. So it's making it nice and firm now. And then I'm going to close the rest of this envelope up. All right, so I'm going to put that bit in first. Then I'll put some glue on this bit, like that. And then on this bit as well. All right, don't go over there. So just be mindful of that. You'll stick up your part of your envelope. All right, so we've got that all stuck down. So now you've got a little pocket there, and that's going to end up going on the front of your envelope like this. So we can go and stick that down just like that. Right, now before you stick that down, if you're wanting to distress any of this, then go right ahead. It's not a must, but I do want it to look a bit aged, so I'm going to stick that down there. Now before you stick that down, I have got ribbon, I've just crunched it up there to give it a bit of a wrinkled look, but it's not overly wrinkled. I usually just wet my hands and let it stand on the radiator if I want overly wrinkled. But what I do want is just to cut that there in half. This is about, let's just see, 10 inches. 10 inches, so 25 centimeters times 2. And I'm going to just stick it down in the middle here with a bit of double-sided tape just to keep it in place. So I'm just going to get that there. And I think the middle here is about here. So that will work well. You don't have to use double-sided tape. You could use your Fabri-Tac or just any, even this art glitter glue really, but this really does do the job. Now I am going to cover the outside, I think, or we can put it on the inside. So let's put that one there. All right, so let me get my pokey tool, because that is the best way to lift these up, I have discovered. All right, so there we go. Oops, I'll leave the other one till the end. So I'm just going to take one of these and line that across the front. So that's the front, and now I can stick this down. All right, so I'm sticking this all the way down, but if you're wanting to put an additional pocket in, you could do so by just doing those 3 sides, or maybe one out the side, but I think this is bulky enough, so for me, I'm not doing that. Right, I'm going to stick it all the way down, all over. Right, hold it there at the top, because that's your opening, and then just meet up those sides. Right, so just like that. Perfect. All right, so we've got the front done pretty much. I'm going to put a decoration on there, but I'll come back to that. All right, so we've got that done like that now. Right, so there's one tie on. Let's do this bit, and then this tie can go on as well. What did I do with the pokey tool? Right, so I'm doing this on the inside. You can do it on the outside cover if you are going to put this in your, you know, if you're going to cover the back. I'll see how much time I've got to do that, and then I'm going to just stick this down on here, just so that I don't forget, because there's that. Right, so I'm happy with that. Let's just check where I am now. All right, so what I've done now is I cut a beautiful piece. This is from a different page, lovely page. That's going to go just over here like that. All right, but before I stick that down, what I need to do is show you what I've done for the tag. I've got a couple of bits going on here, so trying to keep it all organized, sorry. All right, so what I did was I want the flip out tag to go over here. So what I've done is I've cut out a tag out of this beautiful page, and that's going to flip over there, and then we're going to have a flip out like that. So what I'm going to do is I've done this on both sides, as you can see. So I've cut out 2. And then what I've done is I've taken my little doily, because this goes beautifully with these colors, and I've made 2 to a page. All right, so I've reduced the size to this and printed this 2 to a page. So I've folded this over just at the end of the flower there. So this is about, let's see, the whole thing here is, this is about 13 centimeters or 5 inches. And the folded bit is 2 1/4 inches or 5.5 centimeters, but the complete one is 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches. All right, so that just gives you some sizing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this in here first. All right, so this is the one for the inside. So I'm going to just put some glue on here, just on the flat bit, because that's the bit that's going to keep it stationary. So I'm going to do that quickly. So just like that. And then we're going to have this, and I'm going to glue just a little bit on each side here. So just going to glue this bit here and this bit here. So we've got a bit of a tuck spot, just like that. Okay, that's going to keep it down. And now you can, before we put the back bit on, which will be the front, this will be the front and this one will go over. Before I stick that one on, I want to put a bit of masking tape on here, and I'll show you why. Masking tape is this, and all these bits you can find on my Amazon favorite tools list if you're wanting to know anything. I'm just pulling out a piece here that's going to, let me just think about this now. Yes, this side here. So I want to just pull a piece the length of this tag, like this, and I want to just push it, stick it halfway, and I'm going to show you what I've done in a minute. All right. So this is an inch wide masking tape, so 2.5 centimeters, and as you can see, it's halfway across, just like that. All right, and let me just think, have I got this right? Yes, and then that's right. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to stick that on there. So this is the other side of the piece that's going to be on there. Right, so it's just a case of making sure where this needs to go. Okay, so it's going to go like that. So now I'm holding my hand here, I've positioned this, and now I don't want this bit to extend beyond the edge of the cardboard, so I'm moving it down here, and I have got it, and I'll show you when I've done it, ever so slightly away from the edge. So I'm lining these two up there, and I'm lining these two up there, and you don't want it to be, I've done it a bit too far away now. So I'm just doing this again now. So I'm just got a millimeter or two, like a 1/16 of an inch probably, between the two. So now I'm going to rub that over like that. All right, now you can see hopefully that there's just a very, very small amount between these two here, just so that when you fold it over it's going to lie flat. All right, now we can stick on the back of this tag. So let's do that first. So this is the front of the tag, but that is the other side, this to cover this bit here. All right, so I've already edged that. So I'm not going to stitch this one, so just want to make sure that it is close to the edge. It's looking good, so I've done that, and now this is why I love burn folders. Okay, so we've got our little tag flip out there, and that's going to flip down like that. And now before I do anything else, I'm going to stick this onto this page here like that. All right, so let's do that. We can just go straight over that masking tape. Masking tape is a great tool for so many things. I love it. It reinforces spines, it reinforces such a lot. I do use it a lot, and I do have it in different widths as well, just depending on what I'm using it for. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, I'm sure there are other things you could use. You could use you know, scraps of material for hinges. We call this hinging, I would imagine. I'm not great on all the terms, but you know, I think it's like hinging, I think. All right, just move that a bit down, and there we go. That looks about right, so let's just press that down. So there, we've done all of that. That was probably the most complicated piece, but if you just take it step by step and pause the video, you can do it. All right, so there we've got our little tag flip out already, and we've got our inside panel done. All right, so we'll come back to, well, let's do one thing at a time. Right, now what I've done is I've cut out 2 scraps from that same paper that we used on the front there. So the same, and I have just made myself 2 pockets. All right, so that's up on the tag side there. Now, I'm not going to give you measurements for every single thing, but the tag you can see is the length of your envelope, and it just depends on the envelope that you're going to use. The tag itself is 3¼ inches by 6 inches. Right, now these pockets are 3¼ so this is a square. So I want the blue bit at the top, so I'm going to stick that there, and then I've got another scrap here, and this one is just 2¼ and I'm going to position that like that. All right, so let's start with this one. Hold it on the side that you're not going to glue, and then just run your glue over. All right, so I wanted that there and I wanted that there, so I'm going to stick this up there, just like that. Now your pockets could be any size you want. I've glued the bottom there, it's just the way I want to position the scraps. All right, and then this here. Right, so we'll just stick that at the bottom like that and like that. There we go. All right, so there's your little tag ready. Now on this side we've got a little tuck spot here, which is perfect. And what I wanted to do here was I just had a little, this is also from the kit, a little belly band I'm going to stick across the middle here. So just going to stick it across there like that, and here. So I'm going to just stick that straight over there in the middle, enable us to put some goodies in that way. All right, so we've got that done. And then on this side, I make things complicated for myself again. I have again taken 2 pieces of paper. One is this beautiful page. Look at those gorgeous images there, embroidered images. It's slightly narrower than this, as you can see. So you're looking at 1/4 inch, no, yeah, 1/16 inch and 1/16 inch narrower, and then of course the length of the page, which is 6 inches. I have made an extra inch there, and I've angled it here, and I've cut it off and I've bent it, and on the underside I've used my own digital, which I've used throughout here because it's great to write on and great for backing, and I wanted something that wasn't all patterned. I wanted some kind of plain. All right, so I'm going to stick something on there, which we'll do in a sec. So this I've just lined like that, and then the base piece over here is the same digital. All right, so again this one, which is again embroidery, which goes perfectly with this, so this will end up being stuck down like that, and then this one is going to be before we stick it down, we will stick this down on there like that. All right, so that's what's going to happen. But then so we've got a piece for the back, and we've got the little flap, the flap up like that. All right, so as you can see, it's the same length, so 6 inches, and as I said, slightly narrower than the base piece that's going to go on here. All right, so that will end up going like that, but we've got a little envelope to go in there. So as I said to you earlier, I used this envelope 3 to cut out there's a little purple butterfly, one of these envelopes. So you can see I've cut it out just like that. All right, so cut it that way up, that's going to be the front. So this is a beautiful page as well. Love the purples and the blues in here. So I've cut that all out using this template. It's so easy. And now we're going to just fold those all in like that, and you're going to use this flap to attach it. and then we're going to stick those in and glue that all down. But again, I want a little window here first. All right, so I'm going to put that to the side. And again, I'm going to use a little butterfly again. So the butterfly I've chosen this time is the little mauve one. How pretty is that? And I'm going to make a little window in here again manually. So I'm just opening that up, and again want to just make a little window. And I don't know if, I think that's a perfect size really. So I'm going to use the piece I took out of my first one, and I'm going to get hold of my pencil when I see it on my desk. Here it is. And just position this. So I think that's about right, and I'm going to just draw around this piece. That's the same size as the one I had earlier. Okay, and then we'll put this beautiful butterfly. I love that color, and again, that's from my digital. All right, so all the digital butterflies we're using today match perfectly. They're gorgeous. I just love them, and you know what I feel about butterflies. I'm very sad. I have to have them in everything. Okay, so again, we're just using our craft knife. You can use your scissors if you had to make a little hole in the middle here. You could then cut and use your scissors to cut around here, of course. I am just used to a craft knife, so guys, please don't go and use a craft knife or get yourself one if you're not comfortable with it. I don't want you cutting your fingers and things. You know, this blade is sharp. It'll take your hand off. It's like a scalpel, you know. So I sound like your mother, but you know, I am thinking of you. Right, so there's our little another little card we've made, and I'm sure I'll make that into something. Just giving this a little bit of distressing on the sides like that. Gosh, ladies, it's the most beautiful day today. Honestly, it looks like a proper spring day. I'm absolutely delighted. Right, oh, I forgot to say I didn't print on the underside because we are making a false pocket. Again, I've got a little piece of acetate which I'm going to stick down. So we're going to do that. Close to the edges, hopefully. Hopefully this is big enough. Hopefully. Just. Gosh, I really cut it fine there. Okay, so we've got that, and then again, I'm not sure that this piece was going to be big enough. I don't think so. No, it's too small. So what I decided to do, I do have another one, but I've got this one, which is also from my Embroidery Kit, and I thought that would look pretty. I'm just trying to bring all the lace and the embroidery together, so that's the reason I'm doing that, and plus it's a scrap. So I'm going to just cut out a piece here with my little scissors. Shouldn't really use these scissors because they are my ones I use for sewing, you know, trimming the threads, but hey ho, it's here. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down. Let's just see. Do I want it like, yeah, I think that's going to go beautifully. All right, so is this too wide? Slightly. So let's just cut a piece off there. Okay, and again, this is going to be the correct way, so I think this is the way I'm going to have it. Gosh, that looks so pretty, and the white just brings it all in. I love it. Okay, so again, we're going to stick down half of this. So I'm going to just, oh no, butterfly first. What am I thinking? Stick the, losing the plot already. So many steps. I'm sorry. But you know, we have to suffer for beauty, don't we? So there we go. Oh gosh, that looks lovely. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to stick this all around, and then we're going to position it on our little envelope window. All right, so there we go. And this is the way, this is upright, and just got a bit of glue there, so I just have to have that off. Right, so now What am I like? Sorry, I just got to have all these bits off. Right, so now that looks about center to me. So I'm going to just stick it down like that. Absolutely stunning. I'm loving that. That is so pretty. Right, gorgeous. Okay. Right, all the links for these kits and things will be in the description box, ladies. Now, you could go and stitch around there if you want. I'm not doing that today because of the time constraints. But what we want to do now is close this up. Now, this flap is the one we're going to attach it to our backing page like that to keep it in place. And we are going to put a little tag in here. So this one I want to stick down. So I stick them down, as I say, just so that it's reinforces the edge of your envelope. So I'm just sticking that right over, and it also covers the top of my page, so there's no problem with my tag. And then this one needs to go in, and that one's going to go over. All right, now be very mindful that you want to keep this as thin as possible. You don't want too much glue oozing over your tags. It's going to take up a lot of space. And then this is just the bottom flap. All right, so we can now, we're not putting any glue there. Right, so let's just get that over like that, and then run our, all right, so we've got another nice little pocket. I absolutely love this one. This is gorgeous. I'm going to make a load of these for my journal, just for pockets. That would make a great pocket, on a flip out pocket on your journal page, wouldn't it? All right, so now I'm going to stick this on here as well. This is the back page, the base page for the over here. So we want to stick that on over there. So let's do that quickly. All right, so we'll just stick that over towards the bottom. All right, so that's going to end up going there. And then, of course, we want to take this piece and we want to stick this down at the top before we stick this base. So that one, we want to just centralize it over this base piece and then tuck it over like that. Turn your sheet over, and it'll give it just a little bit of a gap from the bend, just so that you know it's going to lie flat. All right, so let's do that. All right, so you've got all those flaps happening there. There we go. All right, so we've got that bit done now. All right, and now we can stick this bit down. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I was going to sew this bit, I think, but I didn't. So there we go. Okay, right, so let's just press that all down nicely, and then I'm going to just take my bone folder like that and make sure that that fold is where it should be. Right, and now I'm ready to stick this down over there. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. And press that down as well. Okay, so it's all coming together. It's all coming together. Okay. Right, so if you, at this point, if you were wanting to cover the back, then you can do that. I'm not going to cover the back because I know what my purpose for this would be, but you're welcome to do that. It's just a case of cutting out another piece. And then I'm going to stick a little bag that I showed you earlier over here, and we've made this before, and really it's just taking a little glassine bag that'll fit on your page, so whatever size you have, and you can always make this yourself. And I do have that exciting envelope too, templates too, that have a sort of a pocket like this that you could make. And then I've just taken 2 scraps and folded it around like this. All right, and then one over. I'm just going to do this on the top, and then on the other one as well. All right, so there we go. That's going to go on there. So I've just taken a scrap, and I'm going to just stick the other scrap that's slightly narrower, so that you can get the idea of the 2 layers here. And then I'm going to just put some glue on that side and some glue on that side. So easily done. I think the width of this scrap in total, depends on your bag, it's 2.5 inches, or I think that's about 6 centimeters, 6.5 centimeters. Right, but it's not important, it's whatever you have as far as scraps are concerned. Now we're going to just stick it on here. All right, so it's just a case of putting glue on the center bit, and then just make sure that you've got the bag. This is the open bit, so this needs to be the front. I've done that before. So that's where you want it. Just press that down. Always use your bone fold. I tell you, it's the greatest flattening tool ever. Right, so I can't go wrong with that. So you are going to stick that side down, and then you've got your little pocket at the top there. Okay, now I would tie a ribbon or something around there, but I think what I'm going to do is just use some of my spare embroidery thread. Because this is about embroidery, I thought I'd just tie a little bow here. Just do that. All right. You could use anything you have, your Avril twine if you've got it, you know, that would work well. And I'm going to just stick that down there like that. All right. And then put lots of glue over this part. Make sure you use a glue that's going to dry clear. So luckily this does. So I can just put that all over the glassine bag. You could do this with vellum. You could do it and just make a paper pocket. It doesn't have to be this, but as I have it, I'm using it. So then it's just a case of get that straight. All right. All right, so we've got that up there, we've got this there, and we've got all of that in place. So we've done really well so far. I'm going to come back in a moment, and we will carry on with the decorating. Okay, everybody, so I'm back here just to finish up on a couple of the decorations, so it won't be too long now. Right, so I'm going to start with this little pouch here. I have just sewn a bit of sari ribbon at the top there. I'm trying to keep these flat. Put a little bit of washi on there, so I've just stuck that in there. And then over here I have got just one of these little faux tea cards. I've backed everything onto that same paper that I was telling you about from my kit, because I just love the way it fits with the embroidery. So it's the same as this. Also fits with the theme and great for using in this project, which is all embroidery based. So I'm going to take this little card and make it into a little tuck spot here. So I'm going to just stick it with glue on that side there and there. So yeah, that's it. If I can get the glue to unstick itself. So let's just check there. That's there. And I don't want glue on those sides, so I get that wrong sometimes. That's why I've got to keep talking to myself about it. I wonder if you guys have that too. Right, so I'm going to just stick this down here like this. And let that dry a little bit there. Alright, so that's going to be a nice pocket. And then what I thought was, on this one, and I love that little pocket, I've just put a little card into that side there. So, and I've stuck a little one of these labels and just a piece of washi tape that's a bit of text. So that's just going to fit into the top of that pocket right there. So just put a tab on the top. And I thought I'd just, because these are in the kit, I love these, just putting that on the bottom there, just to give a little bit of detail. As I said, trying to keep this as flat as possible. So hopefully this will not add too much bulk to this project. Okay, so we've done that there, we've got that sorted. Let's go over, we had our little belly band here. So again, I've taken two of the little cards, I've backed them onto that paper, stuck a little bit of washi on there, which went nicely. And I'm going to stick these into this belly band over here. So I'll probably just do that like that. Those are nice and flat. So there we go. And then on this side, I've just taken another card, stuck a piece of washi on there. Again, just backed it. Perfect to write on this backing page. And I've stuck that just into the little tuck spot over here. All right, so it's coming along nicely. So I'm quite happy with all of that so far. In this bit here, I took a scrap of my doily. So all the doily bits that I've used are in the same kit. So I've just taken the scrap that I had from before, stuck this on there. Just wanted to make it look a bit different. So you can write on the back as well. This is another little piece from the kit. I've just wrapped some washi around there and I've backed it onto that same paper. So you could use the washi in your journal or wherever. I'm going to just put that in there like that into this pocket, and then this one I'm going to just tuck behind. So we've got that sticking out there. And then in the top pocket I've put another one of these cards. Isn't that pretty? And then a little card that I've made into a little tag with, again, a little bit of sari that I've stitched into, and again I've lined all the backs of those. So that goes into the top there and that goes into the bottom there. Just like that. Just peek it out, and that kept nice and flat, that. Alright, so we've got all of that sorted. Just want to finish up a few things. Now, I think oh, here we go. Got my little purple butterfly. I want to just stick that over there. Can you see that up there? Yes, you can. So I'm going to just stick that over here, just to finish off that little bag. So we'll do that. And hope I've got that central. Yes. All right, so that's going to finish that off and just bring it up nicely, quite like that. Then over here I've stuck that one on there. I've got this little one that says embroideries. So I'm going to stick that over here. Do like these little labels. So these are all part of that kit. So I'm going to just stick it over the edge there. All right, and then on this side I've got this little one and this little one. And I've just again done this to make this flat, so that's really cute. And I'm going to just tuck those in the back there like that. So that's perfect. So we can move that down. I think I was meant to, oh no, that's right. Okay, so let's move this up again. That can all go down like, I don't know, first this and then this. And then on this side here, I just want to take this little butterfly. I'm going to put it over here. We've got these beautiful butterflies on this beautiful embroidery. So this one's just going to go over here. And then I'm going to take this little oney here, this last label, and stick that down as well. I'll just stick it on the end like that. Okay, so that's looking great. And then on this side here, I'm going to have to, this is pretty flat, but I think this is going to just need to go under a book overnight just to get this, I think it's this here that I need to clip down properly. Alright, and then on this side here, let's tidy this up so it lies nice and flat. Alright. So I'm just tying the bow for the closure. Alright, so we've got that pretty closure there, and now I can finish off the front here. So I've got a tiny little Paris label. Make that a bit like that. There we go. And I'm going to just put that somewhere, but I have got a couple of die cuts that I've taken. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all, but I've got them cut in these colors. So I just want to take out those 3 bits there. There we go. And I did want to just put it over the side here, I think. Maybe I'll put it on the other side, I don't know. But didn't really want to cover that beautiful bit there. Maybe the green is too much. And I might be able just to stick that there and that there like that. Yeah, possibly. Quite like that, but it might need to go on the other side. It might need to. I didn't really want to go over those pretty flowers because I really love those. Okay, and I do like the green as well. I might just stick that there. I think it's better than the other side. And then I can just put that across the middle. Let's just do it. Let's do it. So that's looking lovely. And then I've got one more butterfly. And the last one is the green one, which goes on this one here. So I'm going to put it on this side. And I love these butterflies. Okay, so you can find these as well in the links below. I nearly said the envelope. All right, so let's just have a quick look here. We've got this, which I need to just flatten a bit more. Probably it flattens as it goes, so I wouldn't worry about that. So we've got the beautiful picture there. You lift that up, you've got your little bag and tag over there. Again, you've got your little envelope. I do love this, my favorite little envelope there. You've got your tuck spot with 2 little tags sticking out in there, and of course your little tag in there. And then you've got this tag flip, which we've built up nicely with your little bits and pieces, your washi tape one, some little other ones at the back here, and then on this side a little tuck spot here and 2 of these little elements there. All right, so I hope that you've enjoyed that. This is a lovely gift for somebody, but it would make a beautiful addition to anybody's journal, or to go with your journal when you if you are looking for something extra to send with it. All right, so there we have it. I do love those. Go and have a look at these papers at chapter 1. Absolutely gorgeous. I will put the links down below. And I just want to say thank you guys for all the wonderful comments. You really make my day, you do. So glad that you're enjoying all the videos. I try and get to the comments as fast as I can, so sometimes it might take a day or 2, so sorry about that. I'll try and do as many as I can at once. And so appreciate every one of you. Hope you enjoy this. Give it a go, and I'll see you in the very next video. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.